Rar. She does some pets in the news. And then we wrap this hour up together. If you're just coming in, welcome in. We're just getting started with Meow and me tonight. Now, if you have a pet, doesn't matter what kind of pet it is, we are so happy to have you come and be part of our show and be part of the Meet Me community, pet community. Okay, so if you have a pet and you want to hit me up on Instagram and let me know, I'd be happy to get you scheduled to be on the show. Also, you can find my Instagram linked in my bio, and that's where you'll find it as well. Okay. Now, please make sure you also come up here and hit a favorite on all of these generous gifters too, as well. So tonight we have a dog as our special guest, but not just any dog. But trivia tonight is going to be about monkeys, okay? Because we love monkeys too. All right. So, how many monkey species are there, do you think? Is it 786, 127, 511, or 334? How many species of monkeys do you think are there? I would say 786, 127. That was a good guess. I'm going to go high. 786. Nope. So it's either 511 or 334. Oh, wow. It's like a 50-50 split. Let's go with 334, Mousy. And you and Jennifer and B are correct. Monkeys are broadly divided into Old World species and New World species for a total of 334 species of monkeys. That's wild. That's a lot of different kinds of monkeys, people. All right. A monkey was the first mammal to do what? Serve in the military, go to outer space, go to college, or be cloned. What do you think? The monkey was the first mammal to go outer space? Wow. I feel like you guys know something about monkeys that you've been holding out on me, okay? You've been holding out on me on the monkeys? Mm-hmm. A number of countries have used monkeys in their space programs, including the United States and France, both. Albert II, okay? Oh, Dr. Dimples is in the building. You guys featured show host here on the platform. Please make sure you hit her with a favorite and tune in to the Daily Dish with Dimples on Mondays. Meow meow. Okay. So that way you can get your daily dish of what's what out here in the celebrity world. I mean, we love a good celebrity meltdown and just general news. So don't forget to favorite her so you can tune in. All right. So this monkey named Albert II, okay, he flew to an altitude of 83 miles aboard a US V-2 rocket on June 14th, 1949. Unfortunately, Albert did die upon re-entry after the parachute failed because it caused his collapse to the ground. The previous monkey, Albert I, died when the V-2 rocket failed before reaching peak altitude. So, some of that happened, okay? Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everyone. Thank you for coming in. Which monkey species is used sometimes as a service animal? A service animal, which means that they accompany people as like emotional support pets, right? Was it the marmoset? Was it the macaque? Was it the capuchin? Or was it the chimpanzee? I know, these are very weird names. Chimpanzee? Good guess. How about the capuchin? Well, it was the capuchin. Some organizations train capuchin monkeys. I might not be saying that right. As service animals to assist people who are quadriplegics and other people with severe spinal cord injuries and mobility impairments. After being socialized in human homes as infants, the monkeys undergo extensive training and before they're placed with their disabled partner in service. Around the house, the monkeys can do things like assist with daily tasks, as they can help feed the person, they can fetch objects for the person, they can manipulate objects and open things for people, and they can even help in things like personal care. So these monkeys are really important to those individuals. All right. If you're coming in, welcome in. We're going to get started with my special guest very soon. I seen her enter in, and when she is ready, please request the box. What is a group of monkeys called? Is it called a parliament? Is it a barrel? Is it the fever? Or is it a mob? Does anybody know? Does anybody? Parliament? Oh, that was a good guess. A barrel? It's called a barrel of monkeys. Is that why that one game with the barrel and the monkeys come together? I don't know. A group of monkeys, regardless of species, doesn't matter, all 334 of them, is called a troop or a barrel. Somebody did say troop in the comments, so that's also fair, okay? The term barrel was first recorded in the 1800s, however, and it inspired the classic children's toy, Barrel of Monkeys, which I think you can still buy to this day. Yeah. And it was produced by the Milton Bradley Company, which included a series of interlocking monkeys stored in a toy barrel. Interesting. Yeah. I know, right? Okay. There is such thing as called a howler monkey. Now, a howler monkey probably sounds just like what you think. This monkey can really howl, like, I'm not a monkey sounder, okay? I cannot make monkey sounds, but this monkey is a very loud monkey. Now, how far away do you think you can hear a howler monkey howling? Is it 2 miles away, 3, 1 mile away, or a half a mile away? What do you think? How far? Gonna go with 2? Oh, good guess. 1? No. That is either a 3. You guys are so good. It is 3 miles away. The low and guttural sound. Guttural means like, you know what I mean? That's what a guttural sound means. Of a howler monkey is one of the loudest calls produced by any land animal. By any land animal. That's one of the loudest calls you can get. Under certain conditions, a howler monkey's call can be heard up to 3 miles away, which is 4.8 kilometers away. I can't go back and read comments while I'm streaming, like hosting, sorry. Thank you, welcome in. Thank you, Shelby. All right, and as soon as Steenie Baby is ready, please request the box. All right, what do you know about this? Monkeys are very interesting, all 334 different species of them. But what religion has a monkey god? What religion has a monkey god? Is it Islam? Is it Hinduism? Is it Christianity? Or is it Zoroastrianism? Which one do you think? Hinduism? Oh, you guys, I feel like y'all knew. Yeah, I would say D. No, it wasn't D. All right, I'm going to struggle to pronounce this correctly. Hanuman, a human-like monkey god who is believed to bestow courage, is a prominent deity in Hinduism. The meaning of the word Hanuman is unclear, but one interpretation is one having a disfigured jaw. This version is supported by the Puranic legend wherein the infant Hanuman mistakes the sun for a fruit snack. No, for a fruit. And it attempts to pluck the sun and eat it, and is wounded in the jaw for his troubles. And that is the end of pet trivia for tonight. And I hope you learned something about monkeys today. And maybe you have something to tell somebody around the water cooler. If you're just coming in into Meow and Me, first off, welcome in. It's good to have you here. And thank you for taking the time to tune in. Now we're moving into our next segment of the night, which is where we talk to a special guest who has a pet. Tonight, my special guest is Deanie Baby and her special dog, Annie. And I'm very excited to hear all about Annie's story. Hello, Storm. Welcome in, everybody. And thank you for all the gifts too from everyone. So let's get Deanie Baby in the box. Hi,
Hi.
Deanie Baby.
Sorry it took so long. 'Cause I had to. She she's got a mind of her own,
No,
and just as we were getting
you're
ready to
so.
get off, and she went and hid in the crate. So I had to take the crate apart to get her out.
Uh, Listen, you're perfect. You're perfect. So Deanie Baby, first off, tell me a little bit what kind of dog is Annie? And why did you name Annie Annie? And where did Annie come from?
So Annie is a Bichon Poodle mix. She looks a lot more poodle, but she behaves and has the personality of a Bichon. She's got a lot of anxiety, but she's very helpful. She's very sensitive. When I got her, I think if you remember, first time she's on your show, she was 2 pounds, and she had come from a rescue. So she had parasites. She came from a puppy mill. She's a puppy mill baby, and so they were going to put her down. And the rescue that I was fostering for um, put her up. That they were needing a foster home for her, and somebody got her before I did. So I ended up saying, okay, but don't put her for adoption because she's mine. And I didn't know or didn't remember what I was getting myself into with a puppy. Um, so yeah, she's named Annie because she's my orphan Annie.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember that you had said one other time, when you first got her, Deanie, she came with a lot of complications at first, right?
Mm-hmm. She had to have so many. Hold on, there you go. She had to have so many parasite removal procedures. I think we were up to 7 or 8, and finally got rid of all the parasites. Um, she does have a lot of anxiety. Like at nighttime, if she hears noises outside, she'll go to the edge of my bed and just sit there and growl at the doorway, going, she doesn't really bark, but and finally she'll, in order for her to go to sleep, she has an obsession with lamb chop, the little lamb chop carrot. She probably has about 8 or 9 lamb chops of all sizes, and she'll get the 2 biggest ones and put them in my doorway, and then she'll go to sleep. Other than that, she can't sleep without her. Let me show you.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's bigger than her, but she loves it and she wrestles with it, and she's like, none of her toys come out of her toy box but lamb chop. And even the other day, I took her with me to Walmart, and she saw the lamb chop and she started whimpering for it. So I put it by her. She nuzzled its nose, and then she wrapped her paws around it and just went, like she just loved it. That's her baby.
And look at the way, like, she just tried to like give you like a little nose kiss, little
Hmm.
nose kiss tap. Do you think it's because you're touching her lamb chop?
Probably. She's like, what are you doing with my lamb chop?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So she's got several lamb chops, and I mean, maybe it's because it looks like her.
Maybe. I even bought her a little hoodie that looks that's the lamb chop with the reindeer, and then I bought her the lamb chop with the reindeer horns, and she does not like clothes. But I did get a picture. I'll have to send it to you of her with all her lamb chops in her bed. But
Oh.
Yeah, she doesn't like clothes. So like the other day, thank you, my dad bought her a little T-shirt. She went, we put it on her, and she gets mad. She went running through the kitchen and rubbing herself on the cupboards, like take it off. And then one day I put a sweater on her. She walked to her bed. She stomped in a circle and looked at me and goes, and then she did a circle again. She goes, she's so mad. She just does not like, she's not like Lucy. Lucy loved clothes. But this one is like, nope, I want to be naked.
Yeah, and I do see
That's
that
her
you
thing.
like did some accessorizing in a different kind of way with her ears.
Yeah, her groomer doesn't charge me to groom her. She's learning to do all this painting stuff with all this, and it's animal friendly, vegetable.
Yeah,
So as long as I let her color her whatever, she doesn't charge me. So hey, free grooming, it gets expensive.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And like it is nice to have somebody who's willing to take care of it for you for
Yeah.
free.
She
Yeah,
picks
that
her
is way
up.
cool.
She picks her up. She takes her, grooms her, brings her home. Sometimes she keeps her overnight and lets her play with her other dogs. So that way she gets the socialization.
And let's talk a little bit about Annie's socialization because the last time you were our special guest here on the show, you
Mhm.
were like, Annie has a lot of energy, a lot of energy. And how did you like so she Annie has started to move in this bit of a different direction. And
Mhm.
what have you done with this a lot of this energy from Annie, and how has it changed over the last, year?
Well, she has started going with me to the nursing home because I work part time at a nursing home. And she's just developed a love for the residents, and the residents have loved her. The residents were part of her process in getting adopted because I would tell them, I'm going to get a puppy soon and I'm raising money for the puppy. And so, they were all part of her process, and they've all fallen in love with her. She has one that has Parkinson's at the nursing home, and that's her grandma Cheryl. And so what Grandma Cheryl does is she always tells me, "You didn't take her potty." And I'm like, "Yes, I did." And so I have to put the little vest on her with the leash. And when she goes for her walks around the parking lot, she takes Annie with her and she takes her potty. She buys her blankets, she buys her toys because Annie, if we go to the store and see a really soft blanket, she'll cry for it because she wants the blanket. Like she already knows what she likes. And so I told you earlier, she's trying to go. Um, okay, but I want you to stay. Can you stay, please? So, there's an older lady at the nursing home who she's blind and she doesn't get a lot of stimulation unless someone talks to her. And so when Annie's there, I always make a point of putting Annie with her. And there's this picture of her in the window, just sitting with Annie in her lap, and she will sit and talk to her like an old friend, like they're the best of friends. And she'll just, Annie, how was your day? And she'll ask her questions. I'm going, Franny, because her name's Franny. I said, Franny, what are you going to do when she answers you one day? She'll be fine. So, but it's really cute. I mean, they just have such a love for her.
And I mean, and her being able to connect with someone who is blind is such a big deal.
There's
Aw.
her with her Franny.
Yeah. And I mean, what have you noticed from the resident? Like, how does that impact the resident?
No, oh, this is the thing. One day, Franny was really sick. She wouldn't let the nurses do what they needed to do. And I kept telling her, Franny, next time I bring in Annie, I said, she can sit with you, but you have to listen to the nurses. Like, I really need you to do what they say. And so she's like, fine. And then so when I was leaving the room, I said, I love you, Franny. She goes, I love you too, but I love your dog more. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. If that gets you to do what you got to do. Or we had a resident who she's, almost 90 some years old, and her family wasn't coming to visit her. And I tried making a phone call, and they wouldn't answer their phone. So she was pretty sad. And I said, "Do you want to hold the puppy for a little bit?" I put the puppy in her lap. And so she sat there, and um, the CNA went to go take her to her room. And Annie leaned into her like she wasn't done, like she still needed Annie time. And so I said, "I'll take her to her room." I said, "Just leave her here with the puppy." And so it was like Annie was more sensitive to her needs than even the CNA was at that moment.
Wow. Wow.
But it,
And that's, I mean, that's such a huge benefit to them, as well.
mhm.
How does it make you feel seeing that?
I'm a proud mama, because like even we had COVID in the building, so I don't take her when there's things like that going on. But as soon as everybody was free from the COVID and I took her in, usually she this is the other thing is I had a little playpen for her, but it folds up, and so she would jump out of it if she heard certain people's voices because she recognizes the different nurses and different people's voice. I mean, the nurses bring her gifts. She's spoiled, and so she I put if I put her in the stroller, I don't even have to zip it up. She'll just sit in the stroller next to me at the front desk, and then I can go if I have to go to the kitchen and grab something. She'll stay sitting in the stroller. She doesn't try to get out. But after she had not been there for a few weeks and the COVID was passed, I we came through the door and she jumped out of the stroller and went around the whole room and had to greet everybody and just yeah yeah yeah, because that's the one thing she does do is she yeah. She makes this noise when she sees people. She's going yeah yeah. So that's but she's gonna get licensed as a therapy dog. I have one more semester and I'll be getting my master's degree. So January 22nd starts my last class. So by the end of April, I'll have my master's. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on getting her license to do therapy. So then that way she can go with me to child welfare, to social services, and visit those kids and go to the homes with me. And with the license, we can do that. So
And I love that you're blending two things in your life together, both things that are you're passionate about and that you care deeply about. And
mhm.
that to me is incredible that you're combining your two different places of your life to make an impact in your community.
Well, it
It's
just
really
kind of all fell
impressive.
together. So, the supervisor of our treatment team brings his dog as a therapy dog, and I said, "How do I get that for Annie?" Because when I looked it up, it was really expensive. And he goes, "Oh no, here's the agency. They're right down the road. They'll come and like I'll have to take her into like Home Depot and walk her with a leash, and then the second test they do is take her to a nursing home." She already does that. So it'll be an easy, yes, I know. I know. Okay, I know. She knows what she likes and what she doesn't like. And there's times like even I'll tell her, "Are you going to work today?" And she'll go, and she and all your grandmas are gonna miss you, and she'll go, she don't want to go. So she knows what she wants. She knows when she wants to go, and huh.
Yeah, I think she's adorable. Like, how did you get her to the point where she was kind of ready to kind of be socialized enough to be around all of these residents to make an actual impact with them?
It started from the very beginning because um, the nursing home's very pet friendly. Like we have cats that live in the nursing home, and um, they're very fond of any type of if you have a dog and you bring in the paperwork, you can bring your dog to work with you. And so bringing her from the very beginning, like these are her people. She knows the place and she knows what am I talking too much? I'm sorry. She's like, why are you talking? And so she just got acclimated from the very beginning. It just kind of you know it's kind of what you raise your kids in is who they become. And so um taking her from day one really was a big deal for them and for her.
Aw, it's so sweet. It's so sweet. If you're just coming into Meow and Me, welcome in. This is a featured show here on the platform. The only special guest here is going to be Deanie Baby and her beautiful baby, Annie. Okay, so welcome in. If you're here, you can show off your pet on a different night. Hit me up on Instagram. Let me know if you want to be a special guest. But the only one in the box tonight is going to be Deanie Baby because this is a featured show. Um, so that being said, welcome in everybody. I hope that you enjoy your time here. I hope that you also uh take the opportunity to hit Deanie Baby with a favorite. She's doing amazing things inside her community with her dog Annie. And we're learning more about those things right now. So sit back, get a snack, and enjoy the time learning about Annie, Deanie Baby, her community, and her love of her baby. Because look at Annie. Isn't Annie adorable? Like, so adorable. So cute, you know?
Knows what she likes. She just went with me to my parents to Pueblo, and she knows when to follow Grandpa because Grandpa would be the one to take her potty outside and let her run the yard. She knows my brother's always snacking, so as soon as she hears he's up, she goes running behind him because she knows he's got treats, and she loves In and Out Burger. She's not a McDonald's fan, but she does love In and Out Burger. She likes Ziggy's Pup Cups, although yesterday she discovered Dutch Brother Pup Cups are really big. What?
Wait, what's that Dutch? Explain to me, Deanie Baby, what is Dutch Brothers? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Is that like
It's
is
like
that
a Starbucks type of, it's a coffee and drinks place. And so it's my favorite. So when I go through the drive-through, I usually get her some, but Ziggy's is on the way to work.
okay.
So one day I pulled up and then I ordered my drink and they're like, "Is that all for you?" And she's like, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I need a pup cup." So Dutch Brothers does a really big cup of whipped cream with a bone in it. So
Okay,
that
so they get oh,
yes. So that was
this
pretty
makes
exciting for her.
that makes a lot more sense now. Like that's why she's gets excited. What other places does she like to go to besides
In
the
and Out
Dutch
Burger.
brother?
In and Out Burger.
In and
And
Out Burger.
she always gets a little burger. We take it home and cut it up. And so
Oh, that's so cute.
love to go to Walmart. If I say I'm going to Walmart, she's ready by the door, like, let's go. She likes to
Oh,
ride in the cart. And when she sees groceries she's familiar with, she cries for them. Like I said, blankets. She loves super soft blankets. So,
okay. So she's a big fan of anything soft and snuggly.
mhm,
Me too.
mhm.
Maybe Annie. Are you my soul sister? Like I don't know.
Yep, I'll
Maybe.
come visit you and cuddle. You want to go bye bye? You want to go see Kitty? She's like,
She's like, wait.
she's like,
I I love the fact that the her paws are green and her ears are vibrantly colored. She looks so beautiful.
oh, for
Um,
Halloween, they did orange and then they painted a spider web with a spider on her back.
oh, so cute.
There's someone on TikTok that does all these different designs, and so her groomer is using Annie as a guinea pig. So, and the
Oh,
residents at the nursing home just love, what color is she today? So yeah, this is part of her personality. Since she don't let me put clothes.
it's actually super sweet. Like it's super sweet and I love that. I mean, what are her favorite games to play now that she's a little bit older, like with
Um,
you? Is it fetch or is it something
not
else?
that sometimes like tug of war with the longer toys,
Oh,
but she entertains herself too by wrestling with her lammies. Like she'll that big one, she'll get it and get on top of it and then roll it on top of herself and act like she's fighting it and she just loves to wrestle. So
interesting. So she likes to play like tug of war with, oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, um, what would you say, has been your biggest moment together so far? I mean, you've had a lot of really incredible moments together.
Mhm.
What's maybe a couple of the most memorable moments in the last year that you have had together?
I think just watching her with the residents, like her connection to them, and she's able to pick up on their needs. Like that moment that I had to take that picture, technically we're not supposed to, but I had to take that picture and I sent it to the resident's daughter and I said, like, she just loves Franny so much. And when she sees her, first thing she wants to do is be in her lap in the wheelchair. And
Oh,
even though
wow.
Franny can't see outside, they sit right there and she'll sit with her for an hour and not move. And Franny will tell her, when you're ready to get down, you tell me, and I'll put you on the floor so you don't get hurt. And they have this little bond, and they're like the best of friends. Like it's
Oh,
really
wow.
crazy. Yeah. And then Cheryl, she's always, can I take pictures with her? And she's like, Grandma gonna order you this. And she saves her parts of her dinner if they have chicken or if they have pot roast for dinner. She saves her little pieces of her dinner to give to Annie. I said,
Oh,
you don't
wow.
have to do that. And she says, baby needs to eat. So they treat her like she's their baby. It's incredible. And the
And
nurses do it too. Like one of the nurses for breakfast had brought scrambled eggs. She brought an extra scrambled egg for Annie. Not for Deanie, but for Annie.
oh,
Like they love her, and she'll hear like one of the nurses' voices, and she'll go running down the hallway to go meet up with her to see if she wants to see her because she heard her voice.
so I mean, this is really impacting not just you, not just, this is impacting an entire community.
Hmm. Like
Wow.
everyone in this home, there's like another lady. She can't leave her room. She has to stay in bed all the time because of her legs not working, and she doesn't like to go in the wheelchair in the community room or anything. So I will go take Annie in there, and we shut her door and leave Annie in there for a little while, and then I'll go get her from the room so that way, she has time with her. And that lady, she says I used to have poodles, so she just brings me joy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I
She's doing
and
social work and she can't even talk. You know what I mean? What I've been going to school for years, this one is doing it just by who she is, and her personality is so perfect for it. That's why I want to get the license so that way she can be her little vest that says therapist. So she'll get her therapy license before her mom.
I I love that so much. You have no idea how much I love that. Like I love that on a different, maybe on a maybe a little bit too much. I love it, but I think it's such an important part. And I know that, pets have such an impact on people's mental and physical well-being. And this is just, how has owning Annie affected you, like knowing that you're able to give back into the community? Like what does it make you feel like?
Well, I was depressed after Lucy passed away. That was probably the toughest loss of my life. Yes, it was tough. What do you want to know what I'm gonna say? She's looking at me like, what are you gonna say?
Yeah,
And
mom.
so just Annie being in my life has brought so much joy. I mean, she just she cracks me up. The expressions she makes, the things she does, and then to take her to the nursing home and just this little dog who came from almost being killed
Right.
to a place where thank God her life was spared because she's making such an impact. Like just watching her with the residents, it just it's like your kid. When my son would do things himself in the community or go help with the
Yeah.
foster kids, it just was it's just overwhelming. It's like this proud feeling. And it's like she has a purpose. She's not just I mean, not that anybody's just a dog, but she has like an actual like purpose. There's things that she's got to do, and there's people that need her. So the next level is let's get her licensed. So that way then she can go with me to my child protection job and let's see what she does for these babies. Let's see what these little kids do with her, you know.
Yeah,
I'm excited because I don't know what that's going to look like, but it's she's going to make an impact, and I'll have my master's at the end of April,
yeah.
and it's going to take me 2 years to get my LCSW. But by the time I get my therapy license, she'll already be experienced and an old hand at it.
I love that. Now, you said she hates dressing up in clothes, you know?
Well, if I were to pull out a little shirt right now, she would jump off of here, go running to the living room, and hide in her crate. Her crate is her safe place for sure. The crate is the one she came home with, and it's small, but she gets herself in there, and that's her safe place.
She's
Even
not having anything of it, is basically what you're telling
right,
me.
she
She
goes
is
in.
not.
Or
She is not here for it.
if
Like,
she does something like earlier, I had some electrical tape out, and somehow she got a hold of it, and so then she threw it at me in the kitchen. And she had chewed a piece of it, like chewed the edge of it, and I said, "Annie." She goes running to the crate, like, "Don't do nothing."
oh, look at her even look at you. She gave you the side eye. She's like, am I actually in trouble right now? Like,
Who did the tape? What'd you do with the tape?
oops.
Do you? She's like, we're not talking about it.
She's like,
Well, even for Christmas, when my dad put that little shirt on her, she turned her back to him, and then she'd look at him like that and turn her back, and then she went running through the kitchen trying to rub herself like a cat across the bottom of all the cabinet.
Wow.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Aw, she's got a lot of personality, and I love that. I
She's not
love
showing it
that
now,
she
but
has.
oh my gosh, even my mom, who's not a dog person, just loves her. So she got a $10 In and Out Burger card for Christmas from Grandma and Grandpa, and then she got
Oh
from
wow.
this place called Chicken Don's. She likes the dehydrated duck necks. That's her favorite treat.
Duck
And they
mix. Now, like,
duck
talk about that for just a second, a little bit more, because I think that's a very interesting. You said dehydrated snack. What does that mean for some people out here who maybe are not familiar with it?
Well, I wasn't either, but it's like a natural dog food place.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have like these bins with like fish skins, they have
Oh,
duck necks, they have chicken claws, and it's all like dehydrated and everything so that's not harmful for them. And
okay.
so I'll have her in the basket and I have to keep her far from where the little bins are because if not, she'll start licking them.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, no, we're not paying for those. But so because I end up having to pay for them if she licks them. So she already knows. So she goes through and licks stuff in the store because it's just open. It's like a bin. So you buy it in
Oh,
bulk.
so and so it's dried. Do they crunch it up like a dog bone?
No, the texture is, I don't even know how to explain it.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm kind of curious now.
it's
I
like
might
a
have to go to the
squishy,
store and see if I can find some,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
like a squishy texture um, that they chew on. Almost, it's not quite like beef jerky, but almost.
Oh,
And they're
very.
little duck necks. But then they also have like dried up chicken claws. And my neighbor works driving trucks for the different natural grocery places for dogs. And so she would bring her all these weird things. And now she likes them. It's like even one day the neighbor upstairs made chicken lizards for his dogs. So he brought her down a little bowl. She ate up everything in the bowl, licked up the bowl, grabbed the bowl and took it to her bed with her and slept with the bowl just because it was so good to her. I'm like, what the heck?
Um, I can't believe we're like already almost out of time. together, Deanie baby. And Annie, you've
No.
been such a great guest tonight. Thank you. And but before you go, can you please tell us like when you're streaming here on the platform or where people can find you? And if you're in here, please hit Deanie baby with a favorite.
I haven't been able to stream a whole lot. I work two jobs. I'm a social worker and
And
then I
going to
work
school.
at a nursing home and I'm in grad school.
Yep.
So it's just been hit and miss when I can stream. So just favorite me when you see I'm on. Please come. We'll sing you a song. If you want to see Annie, we'll put Annie on camera. But it's just hit and miss right now. School will end at the end of April, and then I can kind of get back to a little bit of a normal life. And then right now I'm really sick again. Ended up at the emergency room, and I'm back on oxygen for a minute. But as a matter of fact, right before I got on here, it was like
Out
my
of breath.
oxygen levels dropped a lot, and I almost had to go to the emergency room again. But we're good. So I've been helping Soulful Six with a lot of different things she's doing. Thank you for the prayers. So you'll catch me here and there. Um, you know, look forward to after April um, being a little more consistent. Also, my son's getting married in February, so I'm gaining a daughter. Like so many exciting things happening.
I'm excited. Well, thank you for taking the time out of your life to be my special guest as well, Deanie
Sure,
baby.
I
You
couldn't
are
say
very
no.
busy, and we appreciate hearing I know I appreciate hearing your story about Annie. It brightens my day. It makes me feel very good. And I love hearing that you are doing this amazing work. And
Thank you.
Annie is doing this amazing work too with older adults who are in residential care. And I think that's really incredible and beautiful story of what a pet and their owner combined with your passion for
Yeah.
sharing the love of your pet with others, how it really can impact not just one or two people, but an entire community. So thank you, Deanie
Thank
baby.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you
I,
so much. It's been such a privilege, and you're one of the few people on the app that you can ask me anytime, and I will never say no to you unless I absolutely can't. So I
no,
appreciate you.
I just definitely wanted to have the update, like I'm an update person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
part.
so
Thank you,
much
Deanie
for the
baby.
gift. All right, we'll see you later.
Bye, Queen. And if you're just coming into Meow Me, welcome in. This is Meow Make Each One Wanted. I'm Kitty Kierman, your featured show host. That was Deanie Baby, my amazing pet. Guest was Annie, Deanie Baby, her owner, or maybe however you want to put it around. What a beautiful story of engagement. If you're coming in, welcome in. Please take a moment to come up here and favorite these amazing gifters who are supporting this stream. Top Batch Eddie, big shout out. Thank you. um, I'm gonna Now we're gonna do pets in the news, and you're like, what's pets in the news? Well, Cat's rar. She brings us all the good on what's out here with pets and pets in the world and pets in the news. And so I hope you stick around and enjoy what she's got for us tonight as well.
Hi,
Hey, cats.
how are ya?
I'm good.
I am stuck on New Year's resolutions and trying to figure out for New Year. So I tried to look up and learn about some pets in the news as it has to pertain to the new year. So we're gonna start there.
Let's hear
Um,
it.
so let's talk about Spotify. A lot of people use that music streaming service. I personally have never used it before, but I know it's popular. I'm certainly familiar with it. And every year, people who use Spotify, the app comes up with what they call Spotify Wrapped, and it features all of your music from that given year. So what they did is they took a look at the music for 2024 and put together a list of songs that they thought would be our pet's top 10. So whether you have a cat, a dog, a ferret, you name it, these are the songs that Spotify thinks would be in their top 10. So
Oh
real
my
quick,
God. This
let's
is
go over
epic.
that.
Yeah, I'd be
So,
down like the top 10 pet songs. Let's go.
okay, first one is Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. And we can kind of relate that sometimes, you know, maybe your cat is on your coffee table about to knock off that candle and you're like, please, please, please don't do it. So they were saying that that would be a popular one. Number 2, they said Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish.
Oh, birds
I
of
guess,
a feather. Yeah.
yes. You got a parakeet, you have a parrot, you know, got some lovebirds. That might be a good ditty to put on for the birds. Number 3 is training season. I know in my house, every season is training season.
Right. I know. You go ahead.
But might be good for the puppies when you're training them when you first get them.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Texas Hold'em by Beyonce.
Oh.
You know, our pets sometimes are a little country. You know, I can see my dog with a little cowgirl hat on, maybe. You never know. How about Pretty Girls Walk by Big Boss Vet? Yes, you know, a lot of our pets have that strut. So that could definitely be a good one. Apple by Charlie XCX. Because keep in mind, apples are a very safe treat for most animals. So that's why they felt that one made the list.
That makes sense.
How many of you like Chapel Roan? Pink Pony Club. You might not be familiar with it as much, but there's a song that she has called After Midnight. And we know for some of our pets, after midnight can be a dicey time. My dad was singing it tonight.
Shelby. He's like, yeah, I'm familiar. He won't put it off of auto repeat.
How about Who Let the Dogs Out? We all know that one.
Facts,
I'm not going to sing my rendition of it. Thank you. Of that, but you know, we know that one. There's another song by Kesha called Joyride. As we know, many of our pets do enjoy riding in the car, not just dogs. I mean, I think I've seen cats like in slings on windows and birds and you name it. And last, there's a song by Taylor Swift that I was actually not familiar with called My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys.
Oh.
Who knew?
I mean, I didn't know that either. Okay. I was going to say, yeah, that's number 1?
That's number 10. Number 1.
Number 10. Okay.
Was please, please, please. So, you know, some of these I think are relatable to our pets in one way or another, but I'm sure some of us have some other songs that we either listen to or that remind us of our pets. Or, you know, my dad used to put on his dog's song when he left the house to make sure she had something to listen to. So you never know. You never know.
I mean, to be fair, when I leave the house, I do leave, you know, they have these videos on YouTube that you can play for your pets. Yes. I play one for my cats and it's like a 2-hour video. So, I've heard weird.
My dad used to put on Dora the Explorer. Yeah. I don't know why, but he would put Dora the Explorer on for his dog every time he left the house. No idea.
Diego.
I don't know.
Backpack. Like, what's the word? Backpack. What's in our back? Never mind. Wait, whatever.
All right, so let's switch gears a little bit. We know that the new year usually means New Year's resolutions. We say we want to be more healthy or walk more, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to also take inventory of what's going on with your pets. You know, and even maybe sometimes set some new goals for them. And, you know, here's just a simple list of some things that they recommend to think about as we're entering the new year. First and foremost, make sure, you know, check, are your pets up to date on their vaccinations? Is there anything that they need for the upcoming year? Make sure that their tags have correct information, right? Phone number, address. Sometimes we might just forget to do that when we have our moving checklist, you know. If they're microchipped, you want to make sure that the microchip is registered and that information is up to date as well. Or might be a good time to put it on your list to get your pet microchipped. They said, when was the last time your pet had a dental? And I think that's kind of funny, only because growing up, I don't ever remember my dogs getting any dental work done. These days, I feel like you could get veneers on your cat or your dog if you wanted to. But, you know, in the spirit of the new year, they say, you know, see if your dog needs to get their teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
And last but not least, could their nails use a trim? You know, just a good kind of short checklist just to make sure that there aren't some things that you might need to do as the new year begins. And as I mentioned before, it might also be a good time to think about maybe what are some goals for your pets. I mean, we don't need to put any pressure on our pets. Let's be real. But you know, maybe Fluffy needs to lose 2 pounds, or you know, maybe your dog has had chronic ear issues and you don't really do much about it, or what you need to do. It's a good time to kind of figure that out for the upcoming year. So just some pointers. And then last but not least, I wanted to talk about some of the pet trends for 2024 that were popular. And some of these I was like, oh, okay, yes, I can see it. And other ones I was like, I don't quite remember that. So maybe you guys do.
No, she's
But
not.
certainly pet health and wellness,
I know.
which is always, I think, something popular each
Correct.
year.
I ain't calling
But they said that pet owners are increasingly more focused and aware of their pet's health. Thinking more about like supplements, thinking more about certain wellness visits, or as you know, it seems like each year they come up with a new vaccine. And so, you know, pet owners are considering that. So that's a big one. Smart collars or wearables. So smart collars can track a pet's activity, location. So just like everything else in our lives, we're incorporating, you know, technology into kind of keeping our pets safe and knowing where they are.
Oh.
Let's
Like
see.
a go cam for dogs.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Ring
that
doorbell
one of my
app only on your collar.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, I know that one of my worst fears is always losing my pet. Not that that's ever happened, but I can't imagine that. So to be able to have the ability to track, like actually track them in real time, I think is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
You might wonder, and then you might be like, oh, now that's where Fluffy's been.
Right,
Or
right. I
that's
think you
where,
want to know.
that's where Chuck Norris is going at night.
For sure, for sure. Something else they talked about was pet-friendly travel and accommodations. You know, more and more, certainly there's boarding opportunities, but more and more people really want to take their pets with them, whether they're traveling across the state or across the world. And there are more and more hotel chains and things in the service industry that cater to that pet travel and accommodations. Mm-hmm. Mobile pet businesses, I think we saw the height in that certainly in COVID many years ago. And since that time, those mobile services have become more and more popular. So you no longer have to get, you know, the dog in the car and take them over to the groomer. They can pull in your driveway and give Fido a bath, which is pretty cool. So that's continuing to grow. I thought this was kind of interesting. Pet influencers. So people are talking about pets themselves that are online. I mean, I used to always think it was funny. My first dog that I ever had that was mine, he had a Facebook page and I had 5,000 followers who loved my dog, and I would post pictures and they'd be like, oh, so pet influencers is a big thing. TikTok, you know, all these different apps, Instagram. It's very cool. Very cool.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No.
Wink, wink. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's growing. We know that any pet market in the United States and across the world, I mean, it's just growing by leaps and bounds. This I thought was interesting because I never knew this existed, but telehealth services for pets.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes it's nice that when we might have a common cold or something that's not too crazy, that we can meet with our doctors like this, more or less. But never knew that you could actually do the same maybe for your pet, either that you couldn't get to the vet, or maybe you can't get to the vet yourself for whatever reason. That for, you know, certain circumstances that they'll actually do telehealth services just like they do for us, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. And then the last one kind of goes hand in hand, but AirTag collars. The whole AirTag, Apple AirTags are a popular technology, have been a popular technology, mostly for suitcases or bags or things of that nature. But now people are clicking them onto their pets, and why not? Again, it's cool. Another opportunity to see where, if the cat gets out the door, the dog gets out the door, or any pet really, because they're pretty. I mean, they're like the size of a quarter. Attaching them to their collar, so that way if they're unable to be found, it's a way to use that technology. So
that's
cool.
good stuff. That's good stuff, cats. Well, thank you so much, you guys. If you haven't already hit cats with a favorite, please take a moment to hit her with a favorite. All you have to do is come and click on her name right here, or right there. Where is it? Right here? Well, wherever, like here, maybe. Anyways, click there, hit her with a favorite, go check her out. She is a streamer here on the platform as well. And she does have a dog. You can go and talk to her about her ruff, not her meow meow, but she is here every Monday to bring us the 411 on pets in the news. Thank you so much, Cats.
Thank you. Everybody have a great night. Thanks so much. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Cats. And that wraps up Meow and Me for this week, December the 30th, 2024. We bring our show to this year's end. I want to say thank you to all of the pet guests that have been on the show over the year for 2024. It means so much to me that you as a community come and be part of sharing your love of your pet, snake, emu, parrot, fish, cat, dog, whatever it is that you have, you share it with all of us here on the platform. So thank you for being a constant supporter by being on the show and sharing your love of your pet with others. Big shout out to Deanie Baby for being my special guest tonight with her pet Annie and being a in service dog. I call it a service therapy dog, basically in training. Thank you. Big shout out to the top gifter of the stream is not me. That's just because I spun a wheel on Cats while while she was in my box, so it shows up like that. But it isn't myself, just so you know. Dee Baby, thank you. Please give these amazing people a hit them with a favorite. Go visit them and say hello, you guys. But I just appreciate everybody coming in and spending time doing that tonight. I'm going to keep streaming. I am going to change my profile picture, though, because they don't like it for us to keep our profile picture up. So give me 1 second while I change my profile picture real quick. So I don't have the wrong profile picture up here. So I got that changed. And what else do we have coming up? We have the Fives battles coming up February the 23rd. If anyone is interested in being in a Fives battle, which is where only 5 diamond gifts are allowed, it is a one and done battle, and they are only 3 minutes long. And so if you're a streamer and you want to be part of that, hit me in the DMs. Anyone can be part of it. Alexa, play music. Anyone can be part of that as well. So if you're feeling, like you would like to try it out, it's a good place to start out by doing battles.
Find that on Amazon Music.
Alexa, play music. So if
Here's
you're
a mix for you on Amazon Music.
if you're thinking about I've never done a battle before, I wonder how it would go, that would be a great opportunity for you to get involved. So yeah, think about it. If you're interested, hit my Instagram with a DM and I will get you involved. Okay, that part. So what else do we got going on? So pretty much that is it for tonight. In terms of the show, I think I'll put the date